Hi everyone, welcome back to the Velvet Lounge Life Again. And I am just doing this quick video to give you guys an update as to what I've been up to, where I've been. Some people noticed that I put out videos probably once every, I'm going to say 7 to 9 days, whereas sometimes I was putting out like 2 videos a week. And I did sort of slow down on the video production for a couple reasons. One being was the engagement was not as productive as I was hoping it would be. I don't really create these videos for that reason, but I am sharing information. So sometimes I was like, well, maybe everyone is beyond mixed media art, junk journals, creating all sorts of, extras and things like that, antiques, oddities, vintage, items, real vintage items, ephemera, etc. The list goes on and on. You guys know that I'm involved in a lot of different things. So, but then I started receiving more and more comments, which was really sweet because anytime you comment on the videos, that helps so much. And also, I hate to say this, but we report to someone, and YouTube's algorithm believes that people are not interested in a subject. It won't recommend the channel. So there is a lot of research and things that go into things, preparations. Sometimes there are, items that are acquired to make this stuff happen. And so I just had to make sure in my mind I was still doing this for the reasons that I wanted to do it, which was fun and to share information and also to give away some of my stuff. So let's talk about the junk journal ephemera world. So I still create junk journals, and I create all sorts of the extra bonus bits and bobs that go with them. And you guys know I do it all with a twist. So if someone else is creating a pocket, my pockets are super unique and somewhere out there. And that's just one example, but I create components that other people haven't thought of yet, to use in those wonderful pieces of memory art. And the other thing is I do have a large collection of antique, vintage, and newer ephemera. And so when I acquire ephemera, I'm sort of looking through it, and there's like, I'm making this up as a number. There may be 20 items that I know that that's me. I want that. But obviously, sometimes these things are in lots of, let's just say, 500 items. I don't need the other 480 items. So what I do is I offer to give them away. And if you want to know how you can get yours, all of the information is always in the comments, not the comments, in the description of every video. So where you see description, click on that. And yes, there's free stuff out there for you, discounts, etc. And also free ephemera. The other thing I am going to be doing the same thing that I do with the ephemera with are in regards to buttons, which is giving away tons of buttons. Why? I have thousands that I will never use, and I have those that I favor that were given to me. I collected over the years, decades, I inherited, whatever. Those that are my absolute favorites, which all of those that I just named are, as well as others that obviously I will be keeping and still showcasing, of course, on this channel. But I do receive or even have acquired some buttons that are, nothing's wrong with these buttons. They're metal, they're made of different plastics, they're glass, they're shell, whatever. It's just that for my aesthetic and for the amount of buttons I have, I don't need to have all of them. So if you want some of those, once again, and this is starting effective today for the buttons, look down in the description and you will know how you can receive a bag of buttons that will be your own. And you can use these buttons for a variety of things. I use them even in my junk journals, you guys, and my mixed media art. And when I talk about junk journals, they're really like individual works of art. And you can also use them, obviously. The other thing that I've been doing is like participating more in my town as a I'm trying to think, what would you call me at this point? Let me see. I'll just use the words community participant. So, I'm excited about this group that I've, joined, and we do a ton of amazing work. We're not religiously affiliated with anyone or anything like that. We're just volunteers deciding to do great work for good, deserving citizens. And that's every citizen in our town. Rich, those that don't have as much, those that, just want a better recreation area, to those that deserve accommodations or proclamations for great work that they've done. So, so that's like been a big thing recently. And then the other thing that we've been doing, and you guys know me, is my DIY. And we don't have a ton of DIY, but I have gotten into, like, my husband and I doing some of our own work around our property instead of always hiring people. We're retired. We can do this. And we're young retirees. We're not even in our 60s. So we're physically fit. It makes no sense to always hire people when you can do the work yourself. So that's been fun. Gardening, you know how I love my gardening. And I have made a huge, you guys will have to watch a future video for this. It's crazy. Transition in the gardening sector world on our property. And I won't get into the details, but you guys will want to hear about that. It's insane. It's wild. And I went for it and did it. So that's still a thing. And also I have thousands, not thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of seed from, and most of it is for edible plants, even edible flowers. So in the future, there will be a giveaway of seed so that you can grow some of your own plants. And I always say, grow your own, because obviously, as long as you don't use chemicals in your organic gardeners and landscapers like we are, then dude, it's the best food that you can get. You know exactly what happened to it, what went into it. No one's claiming or telling you anything. The other thing is we will be hitting the road soon. And those of you that know that I am also an actress part-time, I do it as a side gig, and I've been doing it for decades. But then when I was working corporately for a while, oh my God, you guys, the difference in my life from that, retiring from that life to the life I have now is like night and day. And the thing about it is I have time to live and to breathe and to, just have a free, clear mind that can be creative and do things and work on philanthropy and all these other things that I always wanted to do. And some I was able to do, but not at the full extent that I wanted to. Now I'm able to do that. So one of the things that we had done, in intervals for long spans of time, then short spans of time, was travel. But soon we will, and we're not going to be full-time travelers. I never want to do that. But in peace and love to everyone that does. But we will be hitting the road, hitting the air, hitting the ocean. So you'll see some videos about that. And we do have another YouTube channel that we started, and it was mostly just to put like some family videos on there, but that we will be opening up to the public, so you'll hear some about that in the future, and that's where you would find those type of videos, as well as the gardening videos will be on that side. And the other thing, of course, is the antiques, unique, vintage business side hustle that I have. And with that, yes, I still, have a very select group of clients that we have, worked for or are searching for items for, etc. And also, there are items that we resell online. We were using Whatnot. We have not been using Whatnot probably for the last, I'm going to say 2 months, maybe 2.5, simply because of projects, travel, and other things that were going on that were very positive, I will say. But there just was no time. Like, to do a Whatnot show, you actually need to take time out to prepare the stuff that you're going to sell. Schedule a show, go live on a show, do your show, obviously ship the items out afterwards. And I like to ship within less than 24 hours. The next morning, stuff is ready to roll. So, but we will be having a Halloween special show, where some of our vintage Halloween items can be yours. So that will be super interesting. We'll see how it goes. I hope that you guys attend, but you will, one of the things I want you to do is check out, and I just clicked on it, the community page of our YouTube channel. Because if you do, that's an area where you can find announcements and things like that. So, apologies, I had to have a little bit of a beverage so that you are always in the know. Let's see if I don't think I can make that bigger. So on this page, you'll find just think of it as like an Instagram sort of meets Facebook that lives on YouTube. And the reason I say that is, look, this reminds me of Instagram, where you have a picture and, you could type some words in, and then, but they also allow you to create little fun polls. There's a picture of a tribute to our little beautiful doggy that went to the doggy heaven, and it breaks my heart. I miss her every day. And I'm glad we have billions of pictures and videos of her. And see, this is a special I did on military buttons. I hope you guys caught that. And there will probably be a part 2 to this video on military buttons, because as I was going through more of the buttons, I was like, oh, I should have talked about this one. I should have spoke about this one. Oh, this one is so interesting. So you guys will see that. This is part of the series that I'm doing and have been doing for, I'm going to say, at least a couple months, on the gigantic antique ephemera-filled scrapbook original junk journal from the very, very late 1790s. I think 1798 was the oldest item in there, up through the 1890s. So it covers 100 years, which I thought was so interesting. And this is one of the ads that's in there. But I've been going through that, showing you guys every bit of ephemera that is in that book, the different types of ephemera. Some of it is amazing, as far as, of course, just all of it looks amazing. But some of it has additional information, such as copyright dates and who made it, whatever, manufacturers, whatever, all sorts of information on them. So we've been going through that. Oh, here is a poll. They allow you to create polls. So this one, I was simply asking, what's your favorite? And the winner was button history. It says button history, types, and DIY. So things you could do with buttons. In second place was junk journal, mixed media art, and ephemera. And third was antique vintage oddities, collections, and or reselling. And other, no one had anything else. And ironically, no one really, there's a 0 when it comes to antique vintage costume jewelry or jewelry in general. And I have a very, very large jewelry collection. We could actually probably open a small store. So that's another thing that I'm into and always looking for because I wear it mostly. And then some of it is used in some of the artwork. And this is from, let me go back up. Yeah, this one is from that book as well, with the antique ephemera in it. And a dedication to the beautiful soul, Tony Bennett. I'm glad he had a long life. And, you know, here sometimes there's just little notes about up and coming videos, some travels. Outlander, you guys, have you been watching it? And this is a whatnot sale that we were advertising and thanking you guys. Some nature. So as you can see, there's all, look at this giant charm string that I created as a community tribute charm string, especially it was during COVID. And people sent me buttons from all over the country and even someone in Canada that are included in this one. It's over, I believe it's like 108 feet long. It was supposed to be 100 feet long, but I couldn't stop. And so I still have it. Every year it goes up in our foyer and decorates this really long, large staircase and catwalk. And people are like, wow, what is that? And then we get into a conversation and they're like, that's amazing. So those are some of the things that I've been up to. Just to give you guys one final note. There are people, which I am so like thankful to you guys, and it's almost like makes me shy, the fact that they're collecting my postcards. And the good news is, and I don't know if people are like, because I created these so that you could cut these things out and use them in your own mixed media art, junk journals, etc., or whatever you wanted to use them for. But there are people who are actually collecting these, which is so cool. And I have a new design that is coming out in the next few weeks. I actually ordered it from the Netherlands. And so it should be arriving here, like I said, in probably 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully sooner. And I did not pay for expedited shipping. So I think they said it would be like the end of this month. And I ordered them about a week ago. So you will have a new design, a new version of these cards coming out. And for those that end up with a free ephemera packet, like I said, look at the description below as to how you can get that. One of those cards will be in your ephemeral packet. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. But in the meantime, if you guys could take the moment to click the subscribe button, 100%, 365 days a year, always free. You never, ever, ever pay. And I never ask you to pay or join Patreon or anything. And then also, if you could give this video a thumbs up. I don't know if you can see that little thumb where it says YouTube, like. And also, just leave a comment down below. Even if you just say hi or leave an emoji, that counts. Thank you so much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything and supporting this channel. To everyone that's like watching right now, definitely does. If you're new, welcome. Please come again. Check out our playlist. It's the quickest way to just go directly to whatever subject you're interested in. And there's tons of videos and information out there for you. Be well, and if you have any questions, leave them down below as well. Take care, everyone.